Om Shanti. And Ben, thank you for always being so gracious. And I do want to extend a very large appreciation for the work that you, your friends, the team, the whole World Unity Tribe has kind of stayed together and has stayed so committed and consistent. And you're right, unity takes a lot of effort. And I kind of wonder, if we ever give up just as we're getting right to the goal, it would be a travesty. And I'm so glad that you and the team and no one else or everyone else in the team chooses not to give up. I'm honored to be the ambassador of this World Unity Week and this run. And I know that there's a lot going on. It's not just in the United States. I know that we don't know what to do with our feelings. When we hear about another mass shooting and with the age group that we're witnessing, these beautiful souls are being taken away so early on their journey. I don't know if anybody knows what to say or do. On social media, in the news, I've been hearing a lot of folks are just saying, is prayer enough? We need actions. You've been in action. There will come a day when the wave that we're on, this wave of unity, respect, tolerance, cooperation, joy, it'll catch on. And we'll get more surfers on the journey as we go along. It'll be magnificent. So let us go into a really deep moment of silence and prayer and introspection, knowing that sometimes it feels too big, but in reality it isn't. Let's take a moment to pause and not necessarily think about the horror of choices that some of God's children make. But why don't we now sit in the truthfulness of our being, the energy of peace? So simple. Can you sit in your energy of peace inside of you? Just be in shalom, shanti, salam alaikum, silence, pause. Let me just sit inside where the energy and power of peace, when awakened, automatically and naturally radiates all around. Just right now, I want to invite us to just put aside all the struggles of the world, maybe all the challenges in our own lives, and just trust the energy of peace from within me is the solution. It's the surrender that you do. It's as if you've given in to rise up in the stillness. in the silence, in the peace that I am. The world comes together. Unity is formed. When I'm at peace, I'd like you to take a very deep breath in and out. Just from your mind, have well wishes for all the souls in the world. That you wish them well, to be benefited in life, and to be at peace. Send your good wishes to all souls in the world, starting with those next to you. In this Zoom world, Facebook, wherever in the ethers, just trust that your peace is making a difference. Take a deep breath in, exhale, breathe in again, and exhale. Welcome everyone to our gathering where beautiful minds from around the world have a deep compassion and commitment to contributing their entire beings to a world of unity. First starting with themselves, with their loved ones, with their environment, with their cities, states, countries, eventually the world. This year's theme, Coming Home, it touched me when Ben Baller shared it with me that this journey of coming home is huge. There's nothing like feeling secure and safe in your own home, if it is safe for you. But when you go home, it's a feeling of comfort, safety, happiness, wisdom, opportunity, love, challenge, but even a challenge that is initiating in you to try a little more, push in a little bit more with your talents and your skills and your capacities. Don't fall short at a time in our era, in this universe, in this culture that we're in, to do less with you. And I've seen for my own self that if I do less, I feel so divided, so split, because I know it's not me. And I suspect it's the same for many of us when we don't allow the soul to tap into the energy of God's power to move us beyond our intellectual capacity, even physical capacity. And our World Unity Week special of really inviting all faiths, tradition, governments, age groups, genres, It's time to come home. And what is home for you? Home starts, I've struggled with wanting to feel comfortable in the soul of Jenna many years ago. Like, she likes herself, she doesn't like herself, she thinks she's good, she thinks she's not good. And then she keeps going and going until she realizes that she loves everything inside, whether it's put together or not. You know, at home, you've often found there's always one room that's a mess. If it's not one, it's two rooms that's a mess, or there's that drawer that never gets clean. There's always going to be a part of you that doesn't feel safe to be home, you know? But here we are for our World Unity Week starting on June 18th to September 24th. And we're gathering the world now. Whatever are your talents, your skills, your blessings, your gifts. Can you imagine when each and every one of us come together with our talents that's really being governed by God's light and power? What can we not do to change the world? One simple act by one kid in a school in Texas rocks the greatest country on the planet Earth, and they don't know what to do. One child. We are so many. Can you imagine? This messaging of preparing ourselves to come home. First, to come home inside. That you can just accept whatever you've become, but yet you're open for room for growth. And then the second, coming home, feeling safe and confident enough to maintain my link to God, to the beauty of God's light. Then the third aspect of coming home is to feel so comfortable with allowing the energy of God to bring the home of beauty here. You know, wherever you go, the fragrance of God's energy is just in the room, over dinner, on a call, in a Zoom. It just is. It's time to come home. Prophets, seers, and saints have often spoke about the second coming. It's here. It's weird time for us to come home. So as we move into this incredible time together, please don't get focused on all the traumas that are happening. We know they exist, but in order for us to overcome all of it, we can't let it in. We've got to stay above it, because the destination of home, it's not far off. And this energy that we all possess, whether you think you've done the positive or the negative, this energy of peace and purity inside of your spirit, it's in 7.8 billion of us. And the minute you can tap that energy into source, it's time to go home. And I can feel it. We're getting closer to home. Home will create home here. And we'll wake up one day, and Ben and the whole team and every one of us, we won't be having these Zoom meetings for World Unity Week or month or whatever. We would just be home, and through our mind's eye, we will know what it took to get here. And every single one of you on today, commit to it. Ride this wave. You know, I'm going to close with this because I know it's on the top of the agenda in terms of here in the US. There are certain people that state that individuals with certain weapons in their hands. There's mental issues. I'm here to tell you, if you think mental illness has to be defined when it gets to that level, my introduction for you is to consider anytime you get angry, irritable, afraid, critical, judgmental, shameful, guilty, it's a sign of mental illness. That's actually not who we are at the core. So don't think that it has to get so big to be this declared mental illness. It starts with that little anger in you, that little prejudice about somebody, that little separation, that biasness that may be unconscious or conscious in you. So I think it's this time now that we we look inside and we listen. What's going on up here for you? Even for those of us who do a lot of good in the world, what's happening up here? Is it connected to peace and to source? What do you need to do it now and maintain it? So let us really bring the best of ourselves forward as we prepare for this big movement and shift of ourselves, the world at large, and stick to it. No matter what, stick with it. Thank you for allowing me to open up with prayer and the sharing. And I'm hoping that each one tell 10 about World Unity Week. Each one tell at least 10. And it's not enough just to post it on social media. Tell 10 people what you're doing. It'll be magical. So on behalf of all of the brothers and sisters with the Brahma Kumaris, and we wish you and all of us consistent connection to Source, because it's time to go home. But the beauty of your silence and the beauty of your purity, that it radiates and does the work on its own. Ben, thank you for all the good that you do, and thanks for giving me this chance to open up with you all, and honored that you think of me, and to be continued.